Today's episode of the Watson Weekly Podcast is sponsored by Commerce Tools.
Make sure your brand and your business is ready for the trillion-dollar e-commerce market. Commerce Tools, the global leader in commerce and creator of the powerfully composable mock architecture, can help you achieve bite-sized wins or upsized achievements faster than ever. Whether you are looking to reduce maintenance costs for legacy systems or put the power of AI to work for you quickly, Commerce Tools is your partner for commerce success. Go to commercetools.com to learn how to get started.
It's May 27, 2024, and this is the Watson Weekly, your essential e-commerce digest. Today on our show, Target earnings indicate big trouble. Macy's provides preview into restructuring. Salesforce unveils new Einstein features. Walmart earnings stand out. And finally, the Investor Minute, which contains 5 items this week from the world of venture capital, acquisitions, and IPOs. But first, in our shopping cart full of news, Target earnings indicate big trouble. Seems like Target may be truly missing their easy money consumer. You know that when Target dropped the price on 1,500 items 2 days before their earnings call, that bad news was coming. And now bad news has indeed arrived. And you know how bad it is when Target is still comparing its comparable sales to 2019. Most retailers stopped doing that 2 years ago. Here's a story from Walmart and Target. On price cuts, Walmart rollbacks all the time, and everyday low prices are common. Target has added 1,500 price cuts now, and they're planning thousands more later this summer. Why so slow? It seems like a 5-alarm fire over there. On e-commerce growth, Walmart is up 22% year over year. Target is up 1.4%. Houston, we have a problem. Our digital formula is broken. Overall sales trends, Walmart is up 3.8% and Target is down about the same amount, 3.8%. Can you say share losses? If this pace continues, Target eventually becomes a specialty retailer. On discretionary items, Walmart indicated that home and general merchandise items are growing 20% year over year in their marketplace, and Target is reporting that discretionary is soft. On grocery, they're also going in different directions. Walmart says that consumers are eating out less, even at McDonald's, and they're seeing more consumers buying groceries. At Target, they tell us consumers are buying fewer groceries. What they really mean is fewer of our groceries. In summary, why is Walmart winning right now? Greater assortment, lower prices. In short, you can't private label or own brand your way out of this, including Target's new Dealworthy line. In the past, Target could get away with carrying national brands and introduce a number of unique and interesting own brands, which were innovative and atypical. It's not clear the consumer is responding to this anymore. What's worse, what does this say about Target's cost structure? When you walk into the average grocery store, the house brand is simply a knockoff made in the same factory. Target goes far beyond this, however, but that costs. To the extent that the consumer does not support this extra cost, does this mean that Target is carrying an unsustainable cost structure relative to its peers? Layoffs would not be surprising to see in its brand organizations as they get consolidated and streamlined. Of course, Target is not easily distracted and seems to run its own playbook over and over. But the other side of the coin is it takes a while to move this ship. High cost structure and slow change is a formula for decline. There were a few bright spots, however. There were 1 million Target Circle members added in the quarter. Of course, it's a free program. The company mentioned that beauty is a standout with low single-digit growth. Yeah, it's that bad. And Roundel is the company's fastest-growing business, which has grown 20% year over year, which is kind of about time. Some of the dark spots, which is like, have you been listening? The whole thing is dark spots. Target has continued to benefit from increased rise in drive-up sales. I actually think this might be hurting their stores. This is really digital sales, and I'd love to hear the basket size of these orders versus their typical store order and their digital order. In summary, it's not good. My view is that management has vastly overstayed their welcome and is ill-equipped to adapt quickly enough to the new world. When Jeff Bezos went out, it's possible Brian Cornell should have done the same. The company is simply too damn slow. Our second story. Macy's provides preview into restructuring. Daphne Holland at Retail Dive covered the recent Macy's investor calls and earnings, and I thought I would provide an update on their transformation. Recall that Macy's is closing 150 of 200 stores due to lagging performance, which is a big chunk. Here are a few takeaways. They've started breaking out their earnings between stores they are keeping and stores they are shutting down. But even the go-forward stores are not fantastic. Same-store comps are up only 0.1%, and net income dropped 60%. What's worrisome to me is that they're starting to highlight how great their top 50 stores are as opposed to all 350 stores, which seems to me that there's a lot more dead weight to cut from their store inventory than they're letting on. Just to give you some idea, the net promoter score at the top stores are only 500 basis points better than the average of all the stores. It would seem to me that until they figure out how to make a much more dramatic impact on customer satisfaction, which results in growth, they should not yet invest in overhauling all the remaining stores. From where I sit, it seems like Macy's still needs a new formula, and a growth strategy needs a growth plan to work. Cutting stores is not a growth plan. Our third story. Salesforce unveils new Einstein features. Salesforce has released a few new AI-related features and co-pilots to its functionality. Let me summarize the message that Salesforce is sending to the market. They are telling existing customers to please renew your 3-year subscription next time it comes up. It's not clear to me these features are attracting anyone new. Here are a few items I picked up. Einstein Copilot for Marketing is aiming to simplify the campaign creation process because it seems like people couldn't figure it out before. Einstein Copilot for Merchants allows you to streamline promotion setup and personalize promotions. Really? We are just now talking about personalization? What modern e-commerce merchant doesn't already have a personalization solution? So who is this for? The most interesting point, to give them some credit, I did see was Data Cloud for Commerce. This product unifies customer journey data with product, inventory, and transactional information that can then be used to power experiences. While some customers have been building CDP solutions, these have not yet seen wide adoption to this point. The challenge will be, how easy is this solution to adopt? And if you adopt it, it will just further bury you into the Salesforce ecosystem rather than giving yourself flexibility to pick any vendor for this function in the future. Other than Data Cloud, a lot of this sounds like GPT washing to me. And if you're a vendor in a similar situation that is considering adopting a strategy like this, let me warn you directly, it's not going to work. It's much better for you to spend time streamlining your user interface so it's easier to understand in the first place instead of just adding GPT on top of it. And for my final take, Salesforce is going to need much more than a cute Einstein character to take share in a competitive e-commerce platform market. And our last story. Walmart earnings stand out. Walmart reported Q1 fiscal year 2025 earnings, and in doing so, really flexed on the market. Overall, their message over the past year has been consistent: grow operating income faster than earnings. Their performance and forward guidance reflected this as well. Quarterly results included comparable store sales up 3.8%. Consolidated operating income grew 12.9% constant currency. And strong e-commerce growth was reported of 22%, which is pretty much best in class. Here are a few takeaways from this. 1/3 of operating income improvement came from newer businesses, ads, membership, and data. Walmart Plus membership grew double digits. And these new business opportunities that they've outlined are 12% net margin, which is 3 times their normal business. They've managed to achieve a 40% reduction in e-commerce losses year over year, likely due to fulfillment and ship from store improvements mostly, but also from ad revenue. Marketplace has 36% more sellers on the platform year over year, with 28% of them using Walmart fulfillment services. 50% of Walmart's advertiser growth came from marketplace sellers. That's a big number. And pay to play is coming to a new marketplace near you, folks. Marketplace sales in furniture, sporting goods, kids apparel, and home grew more than 20%. In terms of full year guidance, they're projecting 5% top-line growth and 8% operating income growth, and it should be likely at the higher end of this full-year guidance. And to wrap up, here are some lessons for everyone from Walmart's performance in the past couple of years. If you're going to invest, prefer to invest in higher margin activities than your current business. Advertising, membership, data are all higher margin. Too many companies I see, their second and third product follow-ons are lower margin than their first ones. The marginal use of your employees' time diminishes this way, and it's often a road to abandoning those plans, i.e. see Facebook and e-commerce and Shopify and logistics. Even Klaviyo and SMS has me worried about their margin profile. Even if they win, they lose. Now a word from our sponsor, Commerce Tools. When a multi-billion-dollar beauty brand's e-commerce platform neared the end of its life, the entire business was at risk, including the ability to serve customers. By switching to Commerce Tools and embracing a more flexible mock architecture, the retailer's vision for connecting in-store and personalized shopping experiences became a reality. The brand can now roll out new features within days, securing its position as a modern brand that uses technology to its advantage. If you're being held hostage by your technology platform and your developers have thrown up their hands, tell them to start a free trial at commercetools.com today. It's that time, friends, for our Investor Minute. We have 5 items on the menu today. First, freight orchestration and procurement platform GoodShip secures $8 million Series A. This platform has raised $8 million in a Series A funding round. The new funding will be utilized to hire, invest in technology, and support current customers. Is funding supply chain startups cool again? Second, insurance distribution platform CoverGenius raises $80 million in Series E funding. Insurance distribution platform CoverGenius has raised the funding round. The new funding will be invested in marketing and technology to enable e-commerce companies to protect their customers. Some of their customers include eBay and Amazon. Third, customer experience platform Gorgeous raises $29 million in Series C2 funding. Customer experience platform Gorgeous has raised its funding round, which will then be used to invest in technology and particularly its AI suite. Fourth, retail planning platform Invent Analytics raises $17 million in Series B funding. Retail planning platform Invent Analytics raised $17 million in Series B funding to invest in its technology and partnerships and hire additional talent. Forecasting is another sector that AI will impact, right? And finally, e-commerce agency Color More Lines announces merger with the Master Agency. E-commerce agency Color More Lines has merged with the Master Agency and Amazon Agency, which is a relatively new practice in e-commerce. Agency roll-ups. Just kidding. I had to say it. And today's final word of the week of May 27th is simplify. I've been spending a lot of time with very large retailers in the past few weeks about what their business needs to do to transform. Every one of them is in a declining business. Each of them is saddled with a platform chosen over 15 years ago. I see some of these retailers choosing to replace a monolithic complex platform they can no longer innovate on with a composable complex platform that they can't afford. Let this be a reminder to everyone. If your transformation is just a technology exercise, then you're going to overspend in tech and underinvest in your consumer. Any transformation must first begin instead with what customer you are serving and how you can serve them better, not just with different technology. Did you know that RMW Commerce has a brand new podcast? Check out the Watson Weekend for an unfiltered and lively e-commerce chat with me, Rick Watson, my co-host, Jess Liseski, and an array of interesting guests and topics, all focused on e-commerce. You can find the Watson Weekend by searching for it on iTunes, Spotify, or YouTube. That's all for this week. Till next time, Watsonians. Hi, I'm Rick Watson, CEO and founder of RMW Commerce Consulting and host of the Watson Weekly Podcast, your essential e-commerce digest. Our production partner for the series is Citizen Race Car. The show is produced by Jose Baez, production manager Gabriela Montequin. To hear new episodes of the show every Monday morning, subscribe now at rmwcommerce.com/WatsonWeekly and wherever you get your podcasts.